Friends in front of the screen, this time I bring you the latest newcomers. Spyder 70 Mini. So cut the crap. Let me share it directly with you. Let's take a look at the box first. At first glance, the workmanship of this box is still okay. And there's a little bit of relief there. There is also a logo on the side. Then include the corresponding label marked here. This is the back of the box. Look at the other side. The workmanship of the whole box is good. Then let's open it and take a look inside. Open the inside, first of all, the knife pattern body. There are also instructions. The old knife also has an instruction manual. Let's put these aside for now. Let's take a look at the first impression of getting started. Sorry, it's upside down. The first feeling is not bad. See the workmanship including these details. The first impression seems to be good. Then let's see how his weight is. Or as usual, we test it twice. Avoid errors in it. 71.9 grams again, 72 grams. That's about 72 grams. Okay. Let's take a look at some details and deal with them. Look at the front first. There are all these non-slip textures of spiders here. Not bad. This one feels better. Including the location of these screws here. Including back here. Back clip this position here. And I made a little engraving of this kind here. I made a small spider logo engraved here. Then include the knife. Here is the location of a string hole. You see, there's a hole for the rope. In the middle of the back clip, this position can be tied with a rope. And this one has no tails. Just take a look at his other details. How about the medium degree of the knife? Look at it this way. Hey, the centricity of this knife is not bad, right? You see, sandwiched in the middle. This position is not biased either way. Fortunately, this intermediate control is good. Well, take a look at these other location details. Back side. This should be the position of the back lock. Is at this location. Okay, after we see the display of the handle, we cut. Take a look at this location. You will find when you first operate, his position is the same as the Spyder before. The edge of this hole is made rougher. It's more like a burr. It's just that you might touch your hand a little bit. It happens all the time. If you have surgery, this position may be ordered. It will take a while. Then we wipe it first as usual. Wipe the knife print first. Wipe off these knife oils on it. If we see this knife, the blade is a cross-sectional treatment. Processing of sections. And look at the big picture. In this shape, still more biased. It looks like a spider leg. It's like the legs of a spider. The shape of the spider is still on line. And then look at the knife mark. The knife print still looks sharp. And then there's a mark on it. It's VG10 steel. The steel material is a VG10 material. Okay, let's take a look at the hole. After opening, it also feels good to hold the ruler, the feel of holding the ruler. Include it here, this position, see, it has this kind of non-slip structure. Narrow, so if you hold it like this, it's still easier to use when pressed. Then look at the knife print. The sharpness of the knife print, then including the back of the knife, the thickness here on the back of the knife also looks pretty good. And then you look at the handle. The part of a knife handle after surgery. First of all, its knife handle is also a peeling fiber. Shank, there is a steel skeleton inside. So, how hard is he? The structural strength of the whole knife is still acceptable. You see, if I break it hard, he can't be broken either. Then the lock at the back. It's a lock for a clue. The blade is a lock for a cup lock. Then see if his gravity branding knife can do it. It is possible. It proves that the slippery degree of his bearing is still acceptable. The degree to which a gravity branding knife can be made. Gravity knife collection should also be okay, but it's a little bit dangerous. I won't do the full process. Because I'm also afraid of getting it. Okay. Then let's take a look at his other. Are there any flaws? Well, if you look first. This position of his knife handle, the burr treatment is still okay. That's where the edges are. If you draw it like this, it won't slide. The polishing in this position is actually doing a good job. I found this hole in the pulp plate. It's all done here, no. But this handle, these positions. It won't be a hand loss as a whole. It's still okay to polish it. Then the back armor is handled well. Then include the string hole at the back of this one. So we're moving on to the cutting. Okay, we just forgot to do a sharpness test. Let's make it up for you first. Test the sharpness of this knife. It looks like this now. Big face is to be opened, and then we look at the two-sided. The effect of double-sided is also very smooth. It's nice and silky. Dear friends, we are now initially taking apart the knife body. At present, the lid should be removed first. You can see the position of his knife handle. There is still a layer of steel at the back, reinforced structure. It's hollowed out. As for the overall hardness, it will not be bad. Okay, let's go ahead and take it apart first. And then this. The location is a little more difficult. Okay, we can see. So here's the inside to inside structure. First, you can see it here. There is a copper one in this position of the bearing. The bearing of such a gasket is here. You can see it. The knife has a bearing with a copper gasket. Then inside, this is the spring that is locked. A spring structure that is locked. You can see it right here. It is a direct steel bar spring. And up here is its line. Spring line position device, including the blade here. Screw 1234. The corresponding words are the knife body fixed by these 4 screws. Then these are the ones at the back. Clamped fixing screw. Then this is the screw for the bearing. So let's take it apart and take a look. This position is a little more difficult. Okay, let's give everyone a glue first. I'll take a look first. I wonder if you can see it clearly. You can see here is a laser marking. And then including this side just now. This one is marked with c10 steel material. Then the Spyder logo. Just do a laser marking like this. Including this position of the gasket of the bearing. Then it corresponds to this. This is the locked structure. Let's take a look at the thickness of the cup lock first. It is indeed possible. It's full of ingredients, including this side. So, sometimes this kind of pulp plate is not necessarily bad, right? Is his material still okay? Then if you take it apart as a whole, it is such a state. And then it was right. Also found one. I found his location when I dismantled it. It is the position of the mouth that should be the mold. Which nozzle position of the abrasive tool? The nozzle level that is thinly ground. Then there is a little flaw. But it doesn't affect, because he is not afraid of his position. Just a little ugly. Just a little ugly. Open this knife, including taking a look at the blade of his knife. The material of the handle is still quite thick, then the whole hardness is also okay. This was more difficult to break even if it was broken just now. Then the overall workmanship, materials, anything is fine. Including here, there is another gasket with the same two here. Not bad in this location. Okay, so this sharing will stop here first. Like and support your favorite friends.